book nerds, welcome to my channel. So today I'm filming my November TBR. With TBRs I usually read about 8 to 10 books a month on average. I like to not plan every single one of those books because I like to have some freedom in choosing what I read each month, and then I don't have to feel bad if I don't check every single option off my list. So I'll be talking about 5 books today. The first one of these is Thunderhead by Neal Shusterman. This is the sequel to Scythe. It blew up on BookTube about a couple of months ago, and I read Scythe a couple of months ago, absolutely loved it. I think I gave it 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I just haven't felt compelled to pick up the sequel until now. I wanted to read it before the end of the year and before I completely forget what happens in Scythe. So I can't talk to you about what Thunderhead's about since it's a sequel, but Scythe is set in a world where people have stopped dying, and the only way that people get killed is by scythes who are professional reapers. And the plot of the first one is this scythe takes on 2 apprentices, and one of them will end up becoming a scythe and one of them will be killed. So that's kind of the basic plot. There's a lot of cool world building elements. It's quite intense compared to what I normally read, and it's so well written that I'm not put off by the intense world building, so that's good. Yeah, I'm very excited for the sequel. I think I'll probably end up giving it 4 stars based off other people's opinions, but we shall see. So that's the first book. The next book is Alice by Christina Henry. I absolutely love Christina Henry. I've only read Lost Boy by her, but I've got a signed copy of Lost Boy and a signed copy of The Mermaid, which is her newer one, and I don't know why I haven't read Alice yet, because I love Alice in Wonderland. Lost Boy was such a good book, and I'm not even that emotionally invested in Peter Pan. So Alice is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. It's a horror fantasy novel. I don't know too much about it and I'd rather go in blind, but from what I briefly remember, it goes down the traditional Alice is in an insane asylum route. That's been done a couple of times, but based off Lost Boy, it's going to be really good and I'm very excited to read that. Next book on my list is The Love Interest by Cale Dietrich. I'm not sure if people have heard of this one. This is a young adult spy novel. It's about, there's an academy of spies and they train teenage boys to, or they have trained these specific 2 teenage boys to spy on this this teenage girl who is the daughter of someone important, and the idea is that she will fall in love with one of them and then that person will assassinate her, I believe. But so one of these teenage boys is like the traditional bad boy, brooding, loner type, and then the other one is like the perfect all-American golden boy, and they don't know which one is her type, so they've trained both of them. I know this sounds absolutely stupid, that's partially why I want to read this. Anyway, so these 2 boys, and whichever one doesn't end up romancing her will be killed, but the 2 boys end up falling in love with each other, and that's really the main reason I want to read this, because I'm disappointed it's not getting great reviews, but I was very excited when I heard this premise because it's just the right amount of stupid for me. And yeah, hopefully I'll enjoy it anyway. I wouldn't be reading it if I thought it was going to be complete trash, so yeah. The next book on my list is a thriller. It is The Innocent Wife by Amy Lloyd. So this is about it's quite a traditional domestic thriller, because I haven't actually read one of those for a long time, and I'm kind of missing them. So it's about a woman who falls in love with a guy in prison, and he's in prison for murder, and then he ends up getting out and she marries him, And then new evidence comes to light which suggests that maybe he was guilty all along. And it's about her kind of working out whether or not she trusts him. And yeah, it just sounds like a standard domestic thriller. I think it's gotten fairly good ratings, so hopefully that'll be a good read for November. And the final book on my TBR is also a thriller, and there's two titles for it. The copy I have is called The Method, but the title on Goodreads is Method 33/55, I want to say. No, that's not right. 33/15? I'll link it down below. It's some random numbers basically, but this was one of the books we got into work, and it looks really good. It's about a pregnant teenage girl who gets kidnapped and she's being held hostage. However, she is also not a good person. So the back's just kind of vague and in the generic thriller way, but I think the idea is that she's potentially trying to kill them, and it's got like a bit like who is the victim. And I just thought it was really interesting. I know it's been done before, but the element of her being a young pregnant girl who's kidnapped is kind of a new element, in that she's the one who is potentially evil. And yeah, I just thought it sounded interesting. It's been on my TBR for quite some time now, so I'm just trying to clear out some of the thrillers before the year ends. That is all the books that I am planned to read in November. I will do a wrap up if you want to know what I think of them. Please do let me know if you've read them, or if you are reading different books in November, let me know what you're going to read. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, it helps me out a lot, and I hope to see you next time.